Whether you from the ghettos or somewhere up in the meadow, living no kitchen, preparing a comparison to Harold's chicken in the Windy City. Inexpensive finger licking chicken dinner for many, involuntarily penny pinching on any given day of the week. Is you can paying your fee so you can sink your teeth up into this. Is part of our culture. From the shot and you notice whether you lower class or riding around with chauffeurs, we are all related. Say it's a local favorite. Even got at Wale for saying it's overrated. Maybe the most debated city that's known for hatred. Heroes keep us united, just bite it, I know you taste it. It represents Chicago, black business and franchises many, so which one do you get yours from? I get mine from 87 sometime with spots up in the burbs, it's not 103rd. 4-piece swing, 5 hard pepper and salt, extra mild sauce on top with a can of orange pop. Hey, don't forget my orange pop. Hey, yeah, 4-piece swing, 5 hard pepper.
All right, welcome back to the Chcicago Edtition podcast. Joining me is Kenlo Key, a Southside native, who recently released Hoodie Weather with Onaje Jordan. Kenlo is both a sharp with the rhymes and the metaphors, and is possibly connected to every rapper in the city. We'll see if we can get a story or two out of him. Oh, by the way, I'm your host, Gabriel Mendoza, vocalo.org, 89.5 FM, Real Life Radio. Kenlo Key, welcome to the show. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing really good, man. I appreciate you having me.
Well, the title of your EP is Hoodie Weather, but it's no longer Hoodie Weather season. So, good thing you dropped it a couple months before, because we're definitely past that point.
Right, definitely.
Well, why'd you decide to name it Hoodie Weather?
Well, actually, you know, when we was me and Big Unit, aka Onaje Jordan, we was actually looking for different titles and stuff. And so, you know what I'm saying, the Hoodie Weather, it wasn't just specific to the weather, you know what I'm saying. It's actually like a representation, you know what I mean, of Chicago,
right.
Period, you know what I'm saying. You know, it's usually known for being a cold-ass city. And I can curse, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, just making sure. But it's known for being a cold city, you know what I'm saying. And not only that, you know, just talk about as far as, you know what I'm saying, you know, you talk about like your talent, whatever you're like, you know what I'm saying, it's cold, you know what I'm saying? Like it's cold. So it's beyond just weather factors, talking about, you know what I'm saying, how we look at ourselves as you know, producers and MCs, you know what I'm saying, we got some cold stuff, so
right.
Some cold material coming for you. You're going to have to put on your hoodie just to listen to it.
Absolutely. You know, you and Onaje Jordan, you guys worked exclusively on this together. He produced the entire project. Is this the first time you worked with one producer on one project by itself?
Yep. That's the very first time.
And how was that experience working with one versus putting the mixtape together, 20-plus tracks, different producers, different vibes? How was the experience different?
It was cool, you know. Me and him, we got history together because we both part of the Intervention, which is my family, my crew out here in Chicago. And we got the same manager who's the head of the Intervention as well. And so he, you know, he had already put us together, doing some things together or whatever.
Yeah.
And he actually got some production on every project that I've done up to this point in the last year. And so, you know, I just like the vibe that we had. And the difference is, you know, it's like sometimes he'll send me 10 tracks, and because they're all coming from the same producers, they might all have some similarities, you know what I'm saying? And so I had to be very, you know what I'm saying, like picky with the beats that I chose, you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes he got offended by that because I'll be like, nah, I don't want that one. You know what I'm saying? He's like, damn, you think it's whack? I'm like, no, just remind me of that other track. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. So, you know, it was just really trying to pick a variety, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what kind of beats are you looking for? I see that you stay true to sort of what the Chicago image is, or what people perceive it to be, with the with the samples, the soulful flavor about it, and you sort of stay true to that, as opposed to what I'm hearing a lot from some of the younger artists that are coming up who are into the harder drums and sort of a trap sound. But you seem to stay true to what Chicago has been always known for. Are those the kind of beats and production you're checking for?
Most of the time, that's what I vibe with the most because a lot of my music, you know what I'm saying, of course, as an MC, we all have, you know, lyrics that we may exaggerate for entertainment, you know what I'm saying, purposes. But for the most part, though, I like to stay, you know, real to myself, you know what I'm saying, to my listeners, and I want them to, you know what I'm saying, identify with me and relate to me. And I feel like, you know, all the time you can't really do that, you know what I'm saying, because like the beat, the beat is what drives you to have a certain type of flow, you know what I'm saying? And so for me personally, the type of music that I listen to and that I feel is more driven off of that now. But I'm working on a project now, and I'm actually looking for all kind of beats, you know what I'm saying, only because, you know, I don't want to be held into a certain type of MC, you know what I'm saying? Right. I really like to be versatile in all those places, because I write a lot of songs that may not be like my style at all, just because I like to break away from it from time to time, you know what I'm saying?
Right, I hear what you're saying. And yeah, you know, and I know you worked with September 6, who I have a great relationship with, and he has that soulful vibe now. And you know, since he's moved out to Miami, his style is going to switch up a little bit, and we talked about that. So, and you know, he talked how I think he wants to work with you, and you guys do a joint album together. Is that something in the works?
Yeah, most definitely. He's been sending me a lot of joints lately, and so the new project that I'm working on is called Well Known Stranger, and he, like, right now probably about 7 joints in. Out of 7 joints, I think he got about 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not 100% him, but it's predominantly, you know, his production. You know what I'm saying? Only because as a producer, he's one of my favorite guys. If not my top favorite guy right now that I'm working with. We just got a great chemistry. I've been knowing him for years. You know, he's an MC as well, so he kind of understands where I'm coming from. If I say I want to do this type of song, he send me a beat that fits that perfectly. So yeah. September 6 is that dude, man. I really expect some really big things from him in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about lyrics for a second. You seem to always have lyrics and metaphors. You're ready to go. You always have something to say. You don't really rely too much on like a chanting hook or something catchy or something that's, you know, what you sort of come to know a lot to hear from a lot of the Chicago artists. You seem to have, you know, lines on top of lines and ready to go. How important are lyrics to you, and you know, staying true to that hip hop essence that has been built?
Well, that's super important to me, because I feel like a lot of those songs are like chanty, you know what I'm saying, like you said, or catchy. It's cool, you know, you gotta have those too, and they do serve the audience that enjoys that type of music. But I feel like that music has an expiration date on it, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, as opposed to stuff that's real that people can feel, you know, they can relate to. That you know, just shocks them sometimes with what you may have said or how clever it was. You know, it just never gets old. Like, you know, I go back and listen to, you know, Eminem. That was probably one of my first people that I really, really was like excited about as far as MC. You know, Twista, you know, Lupe Fiasco, you know, Kanye West, definitely. Those guys got such strong lyrical content that I can go back and play a song from when their career first really jumped off, and it feel like it just came out yesterday. You know, the Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt, and, you know, albums like that, Big Pun. You know, he's some of my favorite MCs that I've enjoyed in the past.
Yeah.
And if I put it in today, I still got that, you know, it still give me the same chills. You know what I'm saying? When I hear it, like, oh, man, you know, he got off. You know what I'm saying? It's because they put so much time and thought and effort into their lyrics. And I want people that have that same vibe, you know, when they go back and listen to Hoodie Weather 3 or 4 years from now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you grew up in a household where your grandmother and your mother were both singers, and now they're in the church. How influential were them making music? How much influence did that have on you, that you knew you were going to end up going into making music? You probably didn't know when you were a child that it was going to be hip hop, but did you know that you were going to be doing something in music?
Yeah, most definitely. It was a huge influence. My mother, for people who don't know, my mother, she was 17 years old. She actually signed her first record deal. My grandmother, you know, what was equivalent to a record deal in her time, you know, she was signed as well, you know what I'm saying, performing in nightclubs and stuff all over Chicago region. My mother, she was on Soul Train when it was in Chicago, all that type of stuff. So, yeah. You know, it was deeply rooted into my whole family. My whole entire family is musical in some type of way, whether it's playing an instrument, dancing, or whatever. And so I just naturally took to that. But my mother was a very big influence because when I was little, I'm talking like, you know, third grade. You know what I'm saying? She used to like force, I would say force, but like really, you know what I'm saying, try to influence me to listen to a lot of the music that she listened to coming up. So I was playing like Al Green, Isley Brothers, and, you know what I'm saying, Ohio Players, all these records, you know, just going through, she got 2,000-3,000 records probably. I'm just going through records all day.
Right.
You know, sometimes spend the whole day just listening to records, and I go to school singing these songs, you know what I'm saying? The kids are like, what the hell are you talking about? Because I'm like, y'all know Ivy Brothers is? They like, no. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was just something that was always in me, man. And, you know, I just appreciate it, man. I really wish I could sing. If I could sing, man, I probably wouldn't even rap, but, you know, I can't sing, so, you know, I go with the mic skills, you feel me? So.
Yeah. What's your mother's take on you emceeing or you being in hip hop? Does she respect it, or is it just like, yeah, you know, like most parents, it's not really talent?
Yeah, I feel she really respects it, man, and the fact that she knows how serious, you know what I mean, I take it, and, you know, a lot of things that I achieve. She's one of my number one supporters, you know what I'm saying, from afar. She's not really an internet, you know, savvy type person, but,
Right.
you know what I mean, if I play a song for her or something like that from time to time, she, you know, give me her feedback and everything, and, you know what I'm saying, there's been songs that she's, you know, like sent out to family members and stuff like that, you know, that she'd be that excited about it. You know, anytime she hear about an opportunity or something, you know, she, I mean, put me up on it or something like that. But yeah, she, you know, she's a lover of music. So regardless of what it is, especially since of the fact that her son, you know what I'm saying, do it, she really is learning to understand rap music more. You feel me?
Yeah, I hear you. But will we ever see Mama Kenlo Key with the track with Kenlo Key?
You know what? It's funny, man. That's a question nobody ever asked. I've been talking about that for years, and you know, it's funny. I have the record that my mother made. You know what I'm saying? And I had a record that my grandmother made too. When they actually did get an opportunity to make a record, and I'm really going to find a producer that I can give it to, that they're gonna sample it, and we can kind of like remake it, but it got to make sense though.
Yeah.
But, that's one of my goals, though. That's definitely one of my goals.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You know, and at the top of the show, I mentioned that you sort of have a connection with a lot of rappers that are good, that are it now. You and Mike Terra have a bit of a history. I didn't know that Mike Terra was a battle MC back in the day, but
Yeah.
apparently he was. And talk a little bit about those stories, because you guys all sort of came up together at the same time, '04, '05. Talk about those early years and what really stands out from that time.
I mean, you know, I was actually in a group at this time with three other MCs who still kind of doing their thing. Shout out to Z Gang, the members that was part of Z Gang, and you know, we all I'm from South Suburbs, and they're from the same area, and so we all used to bump into each other at shows, events, things like that, and my relationship with Mano grew. Because I used to be in a dance. Everybody in Chicago used to footwork. If you know, somebody who was considered popular, cool in the early '90s, you footworked. And so I was in the footwork group. Matto had ended up joining the group, and so around that time he had picked up DJing or whatever. And later on, that's when he picked up a lot of the hip hop production and stuff like that. And so we had a relationship from that. And then he knew I rap. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, you know, I got beats, you rap, you know what I'm saying, to do something together. And then that's how I kind of, you know, got in tune with Mike, you know what I'm saying, and other guys that's part of the Treaty Crew, which they
Right.
called the Feds back then. I think they still call themselves the Feds. And so they're just some cool guys, you know, they're from another side. You know, we didn't really hang tough like we was best friends or anything of that nature. But,
Right.
you know, whenever we seen each other, whatever, you know, we show support, show love. And some of the first, like, real original beats that I had as a solo MC when I decided to go solo, Nano produced them. You know, he probably produced about 5 joints on like the little hood project I put together that I put out for my community to hear, and you know, I got great feedback from it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I used to see, you know, me and Mike bumped each other a lot of battles because he's one of the better battle MCs from his area. I was one of the better battle MCs from my area, so we would always bump into each other like that.
Yeah. You know, I always admired Mike Terra and the Treaty Crew, and now that they're out there really doing it, really getting starting to get that notoriety that they well deserve. Um,
Most
what
definitely.
what's your take on this quote unquote new Chicago movement that's sort of taking place? The Chicago Reader spotlighted it last week or the week before, and sort of how brands and the clothing companies are starting to market with the hip hop local independent hip hop artists to get their music out. What's your take on that? This whole new movement that's going on.
Um, well, a lot of the guys that are part of it, I respect their hustle, 1,000%. That's something I do have to say first, because to get the type of attention and media coverage that they're getting, you know what I'm saying, you can't be no procrastinating,
Right.
lazy type of person, which a lot of MCs are, you know what I'm saying, the people doing music, who usually complain about not being in the position that they want to be in. It takes a lot of work. And we know the saying, you know what I'm saying, is 90% business, 10% talent. And so, you got the drill music guys, like the King Louie. I was just watching an interview that he did a few minutes ago. And you got like Dirks and Reese and all of them, Chief Keef, you know what I'm saying? Their type of music that they do, it's not particularly the type of music that I do. I wouldn't mind crossing over and taking my style into the type of beats or whatever that they got, similar to maybe like a Wale do with Maybach. If I ever did anything, you know what I'm saying, with those type of artists. But I do like guys like Tree, you know what I'm saying, the Tree Crew, Rocky Fresh, you know what I'm saying. I'm feeling their music. And my take on it is, if it's Chicago and they represent Chicago and they bring attention to the city, I'm all for it. I support it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I love what them guys are doing. I just want to, my whole thing is, if you get put in a position of leadership, in a position of spotlight, make sure that you inspire somebody to improve their life and better their life, no matter what type of, you know what I'm saying, music you putting out, to have some type of undertone message in your music. You know what I'm saying? Because even like, I used to be a real big fan of No Limit when I was coming up, and they was hood, and they was gangster, you know what I'm saying? They was ghetto.
Yeah, I
But,
remember. Yeah.
yeah, but they was so, like, entrepreneur-driven, so, like, do better for your community-driven, that, you know what I'm saying, I'm sure they changed a lot of lives. Tupac, same thing, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like as long as you have, you know what I'm saying, some type of undertone message in music like that, I rock with you, you know what I'm saying? Because,
Yeah.
we need that in our city, man, that.
Yeah, definitely, and it sort of changes that perception of the city of hate that we often the city gets sort of overshadowed with, and which I'm not a huge fan of, but it is what it is. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of entrepreneurship, you have a song on Hoodie Weather, Harold's Chicken Mild Sauce, or Harold's Mild
Right.
Sauce. You taking it to a whole nother level. Sure, there's been plenty of artists out there who have mentioned the mild sauce, the very classic and tastefully put together Harold's Chicken Mild Sauce. But you went and gone to a whole nother level. You not only talk about the food, but just sort of how important it is for a black independent chain from Chicago to become a staple in the city and touch on some famous people. You said Obama, Oprah Winfrey. What did this song mean to you when you were putting it together?
It meant a whole lot to me because, like I said, I'm all for entrepreneur. I did a lot of different entrepreneurship endeavors, you know what I'm saying, in my time, and I can never imagine myself fully committing to a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Even though I have one, at the current moment, I got a lot of other aspirations to do things bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? And Harold Pierce, who started Harold Chicken, he's just a direct representative of a Chicago business flourishing. He's actually not even from Chicago, he's from the South, but he moved up here. And so I wrote that joint Black History Month, and that was the significance of it because I came out with Hoodie Weather in March, so, Black History Month, February. And so I studied that, you know what I'm saying, almost like a school assignment for myself, just to understand, because here's a person in Black history that's so influential and so powerful, even to this day, and he's deceased, that a lot of people overlook, you know what I'm saying? They just like, oh, the chicken's great, you know what I'm saying? But they missed the story behind it. And so that was my way for me to give him shine in his business and what it means for Chicago, because I always say Harold's Chicken is kind of like a mascot to Chicago in a sense. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's something that, like you said, it's a city of hate, and we all come from different avenues and different aspects of life. Like, you say you live on this side of the city, which is total opposite from where I'm from, and I'm sure your demographics with the type of people and the different races is probably different from my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But if we've been to Harold's Chicken and we taste that chicken, that's something that we all share in common. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a lot of unity in our community that gets overlooked. You know what I'm saying? And then it also made my blood boil when I heard Wale mention that joint in the song. He was like, "Chi-Town over here. What do you say? Half a mile from Harold's. I Lego City, baby, but this is overrated." And I'm like, what? Yeah, that was and it was on a song with Jeremiah, who's from Chicago.
Ooh.
And so I seen a video clip where he performed in Chicago and he got booed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that is, to me, even in him getting booed, that was another, like symbolism of the city coming together. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, we ain't standing for this. You know what I'm saying? But,
right.
Yeah, but he cleared it up while he said that. He just said that he just don't like fried chicken, period. It wasn't like a diss to Harold's, but he should have worded that differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I hope you hear this song. You know what I'm saying? But that was really my energy behind the song or whatever.
No, it's a fantastic song. As well as Hoodie Weather, we'll provide a download link to the mixtape for those who haven't yet downloaded it, procrastinators. We're going to start something new here on the Chcicago Edtition podcast, something I actually just came up while you were talking. It's called the First Five. So it's going to be 5 questions about first of everything. First, I want to get your first reaction when Jadakiss bigged up one of your songs that you had on The Sleeping Giant. You had about 3 clips of Jadakiss listening to your songs and giving you positive reactions. What was your first reaction when Jadakiss said those things?
Oh, man, I was super excited because Jadakiss, highly respected MC. Legendary, you know what I'm saying? Rhymed with Biggie, you know what I mean? He rhymed with all the greats, you know what I'm saying? And so he was definitely a favorite MC of mine coming up, still is to this day. So, I mean, I was just blown away that I got connected because my manager had sent my music to Shade 45 with Angela Yee. And, they hit me up and was like, yo, we want to have you on the show, whatever.
Oh, nice.
Called me in the morning. Yeah, called me in the morning, you know what I'm saying? And it was funny because the first week that they called me, I had missed it because the New York time is different than our time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, like, we, whatever time we communicated, it was a miscommunication. And I, like, missed it, you know what I'm saying? And so he was like, well, I'm going to call you back next week, and then we'll do it next week. I'm like, okay, cool. So he called me next week, and he was like, you know what? It was meant for you to be on this show because Jadakiss is in the studio today. And I was like, whoa. Like, that was totally unplanned. And so, he gave me some really good feedback on my songs and told me, he respected my music and everything. So that was a milestone in my career for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so then your first rhyme that you wrote, do you remember it?
No, I don't. It was in 5th grade. It was in 5th. I remember it, but I don't remember what I said. It was in 5th grade, though, or 3rd, maybe, 4th grade, around that time frame. And I had a music teacher named Miss Mutri, and she gave us assignment to do, it was music class, to do a song in front of the class. She's like, you can do whatever style you want to do, and you got to do it in front of the class. And you got to get in groups and write. And we got in groups and wrote ours. And that's when I realized I was a battle MC because the other guys in our group was writing their raps. And I'm just thinking to myself, my rap has to be better than theirs. So I went home and I studied the dictionary and I pulled out all these big words that I still don't use in my vocabulary today. And I made them rhyme. I don't even think it made sense, but it sounded so great that the class applauded, and I was like, yo, I love this feeling. So I was an MC ever since.
I hear that. All right, first rap album that you bought?
First rap album I ever bought. I got a lot of albums through my brother because I had an older brother that was like 2-3 years older than me. So a lot of music that I got was through him. But the first one that I actually spent my money on and brought, believe it was a No Limit album. It was C Murder. It was C Murder.
Oh.
That's what it was. It was C Murder's first album. I forgot what it was called, Life Before Death, something of that nature. But I know I brought it because I liked Tupac, and at that time, C Murder really reminded me of Tupac, like his whole swag. And so, and that's when I found out about UGK. It was a song they called it Kick Though.
Oh, very good. But how wrong you were about C Murder?
I was pretty around. I was pretty around. Like he's definitely not Tupac, but that's when I get introduced to Bun B, who's still one of my favorite MCs from that album.
All right, so it was somewhat of a win. All right.
Yeah, it was worth. It was worth.
All right. All right. First song you recorded. Do you recall that?
The first song that I recorded. Well, I was in a group. It was just me and another MC. His name is DP the Franchise. He's still doing his thing to this day. And we were in a group, and you know what? No, actually, it was even before that. It was with those same guys that I wrote that rap with in school. Yeah, because they had got some little recording stuff that was like 7th grade, and I remember the name of the song I had. No, it was called Keep It Cool. That's what it was. It was called Keep It Cool, and it was very lyrical. I was rapping off beat. The quality was terrible. we was recording with like tape players and shit. And so, yeah, it was called Keep It Cool. I thought I was the man too because they was going crazy over the song, but it was horrible. Though.
That's hilarious. All right, and lastly, the first song that you performed.
The first song that I performed. First time that I performed. Well, it would be when he did that in that class. If you count that.
No, I'm thinking more like a real crowd. Like
a real performance. Okay.
Yeah.
I was in high school. We had it was either my freshman or sophomore year in high school, and we had like a little talent show. And I don't even remember what song it was, but now that was with that MC DP that I was talking about. And we was in a group. We was called D and Key. And so, yeah, we had our little whack outfits. We thought we fly. You know, what I'm saying, with little headbands and little jerseys and stuff. And we was rhyming offbeat. You know, what I'm saying, on stage, and we looked crazy. We went back and looked at it. Well, we got a really good laugh. I really hope that, you know what I'm saying, when I make it to a certain point in my career that video don't come out. And
yeah,
I think it will. I think it will because a lot of people have it. It's all good. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. But it was a good feeling though to be up on that stage. So.
Yeah, I'm sure there are far worse things that could come out besides some early videos. So.
That's right. Oh, it is.
All right, Kenlo Key, I appreciate you taking time to talk with us on the Chcicago Edtition podcast here on vocalo.org 89.5 FM. Hoodie Weather is the new EP. You're going to be doing a lot of work during the summer, I suppose, so we got a lot more to look forward to, right?
Most definitely. Just want to say shout out to the Intervention, shout out to the Dream Shakers, shout out to my homeboy September 6th. You know what I mean? One of the illest producers, you know what I'm saying, out here. You know what I'm saying? Anybody looking for beats or anything, definitely get in tune with him. Look out for the you know, man, definitely download the Hoodie Weather EP if you don't have it first and foremost. Look out for the Well Known Stranger coming soon. Also, I'm working on a collab mixtape with Commando BXC, who was formerly signed with DTT, Def Jam.
Awesome.
Some joints with him. So yeah, that's what it is, man.
All right, man. Sounds like a plan. We look forward to all those projects and looking forward to talking to you in the future when you have some more music under your belt.
Most definitely.
All right, man. That's our time. I'm your host, Gabriel Mendoza, for vocalo.org 9.5 FM. This was the Chcicago Edtition podcast with Kenlo Key, and we're gone.
Yo.